Hello and welcome to Mobility Mastery Monday. I'm Alicia and this is the place to be if you want to lose the pain, lose your fear of pain, learn to trust your body, and do what you love for life. If you've never experienced pain or injury setting you back from being able to do the things you love, then you're probably an alien and I want to know what secrets your DNA holds. Seriously though, most of us have experienced pain or injury at one time or another, and we probably will again. Getting the right help to bring our body back into a state of health and well-being is hard enough, and if we're lucky enough to get there and get back to those activities we love, it can sometimes feel like a mountain to climb. Like, have you ever had thoughts go through your head when getting back into an activity after an injury? Like, what if the pain comes back? What if I get pain during this activity? Should I stop immediately or push through? Or like, what if I'll never be able to do this thing I love again? These thoughts are kind of normal. I've certainly experienced them myself, and I work with these kinds of thoughts with a lot of my clients who've been in pain and want to either run again or ski again or bike again or swim or whatever it is. So I want to help you do the same thing. So as most of you know, I had a knee injury that stopped me from being able to run for 8 years. And then I moved to Colorado and I really wanted to be able to start trail running again. And now I can. I can run pavement, I can run trail, I can run uphill, downhill, I can run down mountains that are really steep, taking huge giant steps down and pounding doesn't even bother my knees anymore. But every once in a while, I'll have a little tweak, and I've learned a little trick that I can use. It's a mental trick to get myself out of that old pattern of thinking I'm doomed to always have knee pain and into a state of actually believing my body is capable of whatever I'm asking it to do. Now obviously, if there's something actually physically wrong at the moment, your mind isn't going to be able to necessarily overcome that. So the trick that I'm going to teach you today is for those of you who've taken care of the physical aspect, like you've done maybe your own fascial release or you've seen an expert for that, you've seen who you need to see and done what you need to do physically, and now there's just these mental blocks in the way. And sometimes little signs or whispers of that old pain when you try to do that thing that you think you can't anymore. So to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, I actually went for a run the other day, and I hadn't run in about at least a month, maybe 6 weeks. And before that, I hadn't run in like 2 months, so I haven't been doing a whole lot of running lately. And I started this run, and within a couple steps, there was this old familiar, like tightening, contraction, and tweaky feeling around my left knee. And that left knee was actually the first one to go. I ended up with knee pain in both knees, but the predominant injury that I had was on this left side. And I noticed that tightening around the knee within those first few steps, and then I was able to do this thing that I've learned and just move through it, and I ended up with zero pain for the rest of the run. So I've actually come to the conclusion by doing this over and over and over that it is kind of a mind over matter thing that has to do with our nervous system and our nervous system patterns and programs. So for 8 years I was running a program, a belief in my head that I couldn't run due to knee pain. And if I looked for proof of that, I would find it, and I did for 8 years. So I actually had to reverse this, and I use it now when those little tweaks come up where maybe I notice like, ooh, I could actually contract around this pain that's about to happen and think about it, and I probably end up with knee pain again. But if I actually reverse that cycle and relax my body and not contract around the what's happening there in that knee, then I get to run and have a pain-free experience. So what exactly is happening in those first few moments when we're approaching an activity that maybe used to cause us a lot of pain or maybe caused a very sudden traumatic injury or stopped us from being able to do something for a really long time? For me, and I'm imagining it's similar for you, that feeling that comes up, that contraction around the old knee injury, is fear. It's fear. Fear of re-injury, fear of not being able to do this thing that I love so much, fear of maybe making it worse and getting set back again a month, a year, a decade. Lots of fears can come up, but bottom line is there's fear. I'm betting if you've ever, gone back to an activity that caused you pain, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And sometimes we can actually think we're using our minds to get back in the game. Like we can give ourselves a false sense of confidence, but your body knows the truth. And that truth actually comes from our subconscious minds, not our conscious minds. Your body is simply manifesting what you believe to be true. And what you believe to be true is a program that's running mostly in your subconscious mind. Now we can take what's subconscious and make it conscious for sure. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Do you ever remember being a kid and having a parent or an adult tell you, don't throw that rock. You better not throw that rock. Well, I'm gonna take a wild guess right here that either you did throw the rock in that moment and just dealt with the consequences, or you had to get it out of your system and go throw that rock later when they weren't even watching you. And the reason is, our subconscious minds don't process negatives. So the don't and you better not doesn't really register. All we hear is throw the rock. And the same is actually true when it comes to our bodies. If you're focused on something like, I better not get knee pain, or, oh my God, I'm afraid of getting that knee pain again. But, no matter what it is, whatever thought process you're running, if it includes knee pain, even if there's a negative there, all your mind is gonna hear is knee pain, knee pain, and knee pain. And you're probably going to have knee pain as a result. Now, let me just relate it back to your adult life for a minute, maybe unrelated to injuries, to give you some more idea of what I'm talking about. Have you ever told yourself you're gonna stop doing something only to do it again and again and be really frustrated with yourself? Like whether it's, you know what, I need to stop eating so much pizza, or I'm gonna stop eating so much sugar, or I need to stop dating people that are bad for me. Whatever it is, you probably are gonna want to do that thing even more, or it's going to happen. It's kind of an inevitability. We set ourselves up for failure by negative talk like that when it's focused on what we don't want to do. So in order to shift this, we have to focus on what we want or what we believe we can do, what we're capable of, instead of what we're not wanting. So a lot of the time after an injury, there's an intense fear of that pain, right? It's like, I don't want knee pain again. I don't want that pain, I don't want that pain, I don't want that pain. But we're so focused on not wanting it that we're actually running a program of pain in our subconscious minds. So like I said earlier, the nervous system is kind of the regulator of the body. It runs programs through us, and actually it runs programs directly through our fascia, and this is why certain people are prone to the same injury over and over and over again. It's not a coincidence. So I'm betting you've maybe experienced something 2, 3, 4, 5 times, whereas if you think about maybe your partner or a friend of yours, like if knee pain is your thing, like mine, they might always have low back pain, but you're like, dude, I don't know why all these people are getting low back pain, but you know all about knee pain. That's my story. Or maybe it's someone who gets migraines all the time, but they never really have back pain or knee pain. We each kind of have our thing, and it's based on these programs that are running subconsciously and then directly relating back to our fascia. So now I'm going to flip this around and give you the thing that you need to do to stop those negative programs and put something else in its place that is going to make you confident, trust your body, and actually be able to do the thing you want to do. So the first step, obviously, is actually recognizing the programs that we're running, because we need to actually acknowledge them first if we're going to change them. So if you don't know what you're trying to change, you can't change it, right? So just start to notice the fear dialogue that starts to happen in your own mind around these activities that you want to do. You might even take to a journal and write them down, or just try to do the activity and notice what happens. I'll leave that up to you, but find a way to just get in touch with what kinds of old stories you're actually running in the background. And then, step 2, obviously, is we want to create new programs that can run. And I'm going to teach you how to do that right now. So in order to create new programming that is going to run in the background and be available to you at any moment, we need to shift from focusing on our fears or what we don't want and shift towards what we do want or what we believe we're capable of. So for instance, on this recent run of mine, as soon as I noticed that contraction around the knee and the tweak of knee pain that I had in those first few steps of running, I contacted consciously the part of myself that absolutely believes, like, I'm fine, and I've been running without knee pain for 5 years. I looked for the evidence that I'm okay and I can have a pain-free run, instead of looking for the evidence that I'm probably gonna have knee pain. Now, admittedly, at 5 years past this injury being an issue for me, I have a lot of evidence available to me that I can draw from. That wasn't true in the beginning, and it might not be true for you now, but I guarantee you there's something you can latch onto, even if it's someone else believing in your ability and not you. You can absolutely use that if you've been cleared for activities and it's just this that's getting in the way. So use me right now if you need to. I believe in the human body. I believe in its ability to heal. I believe in the ability of our minds, our subconscious minds, our spirit, our will, our desire to do the things we love, to conquer challenges and triumph. So if you need to use me, use me. But basically, your job right now is to look for evidence that you're going to be okay. And what happens when you do that is your entire nervous system relaxes. So that's what happened to me on this run. As soon as I contacted that part of me that knows I can run without knee pain, I relaxed. And I'm not even kidding, like as soon as I relaxed, within 1 second, I had 0 pain. And I did not have any pain for the rest of the run. So whatever you do, you just have to focus on the positives. Focus on believing you're going to be okay. Focus on this activity you love. Focus on how good it's going to feel when you can do that activity again with 0 pain and 0 fear of pain. These are the things that are going to help you actually get back out there and not have the pain that's been keeping you from doing it. So go ahead and get out there and give this a try. And if getting out there feels like too big a step or too scary for you right now, you can actually try this in the safety and comfort of your own home, because our minds are so powerful. If you sit there right now on your couch and actually imagine yourself doing the thing you think you can't or that feels really scary, you can actually start to harness this energy even when you're not doing the activity. The fears will come up when you imagine it, and so can the positives and that reprogramming effort of your subconscious mind. If you liked this video, of course, maybe give us a thumbs up on YouTube. If you know anyone struggling right now who's ready to get back out there and do the thing they love, but they're kind of encountering a lot of fear or resistance, then maybe pass this along to them. Of course, if you liked it, maybe share it on social media. If you want new episodes emailed directly to your inbox, you can subscribe to our free newsletter at mobilitymastery.com and subscribe here on YouTube as well. As always, I hope you're learning to trust your body so you can adventure through life with confidence.